Hello, my name is Kristen Robinson, and today I would like to discuss with you type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a disease that results from defects in the insulin secretion by the pancreas and utilization of insulin in target areas. When the body's tissue's normal response is impaired, it leads to the development of insulin resistance. So type 2 diabetes is formed by the body not making enough insulin or the body becoming resistant to the insulin. Currently, there are close to 26 million individuals with type 2 diabetes and 79 million individuals that are considered pre-diabetic. These numbers are expected to grow twofold by the year 2030. In 2007, there was over $174 billion spent on diabetes. This number equates to 18% of medical costs in the United States. This is because medical costs for individuals with type 2 diabetes is 2.4 times the amount of individuals without diabetes. So there are a few things that I want to talk to you about that are risk factors for diabetes. First comes family genetics, or family history and genetics. Genetics really has a large role in the risk of type 2 diabetes. There was a study done by Edwina Yoon, James Pankow, Brad Astor, Neil Pao, Christopher Sadek, and W.H. Koa in 2007. The study that they did had the conclusion that the highest risk for type 2 diabetes is when you have a family history of coronary heart disease along with parental history of diabetes. Another study done in 2000 by Lee, Isamar, Taskinen, Group, and Tuomi discovered that a family history of diabetes has an effect of the onset of type 2 diabetes. But also, the type of diabetes plays a role. If there's a history of type 2 diabetes in your family, it shows that there's an increase in age of the onset of type 2 diabetes. If there's a small number of type 2 diabetes in your family, then that results in the showing of a delay in the onset of type 2 diabetes. But if the family has much more history of type 1 diabetes, then individuals are more likely to get type 1 diabetes if they have a family history of type 1 diabetes, as opposed to your family having type 1 and then you getting type 2. It's much more common to get the same type of diabetes as you have in your family history. The second thing that I want to talk about is communication with your doctor. Doctors have so much knowledge about diabetes, and they have so much more knowledge than many individuals. So it's really their responsibility to discuss with their patients their risk for diabetes and what they can do to be preventing it. A survey done in 2006, the National Health Survey, indicated that when doctors told individuals that they were at risk for diabetes, 68% of those individuals tried to control their weight, 55% of those individuals began to exercise more, and 60% tried to reduce their caloric intake or fat intake, and 42% of all those individuals tried to do all three of those things. So it really does show that communication with your doctor can have a big difference, and they really do have a big impact on helping you decrease your risk. The next thing that I want to talk about really comes from the knowledge of either of genetics and family history and communication with your doctor, which is physical activity and lifestyle changes. David Nathan, a diabetologist at Harvard, stated that changing your lifestyle can really reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes, but it has so many other health benefits. Having physical activity and changing your lifestyle can make a huge difference. Changing your diet from having a lot of fried foods and soda to having grilled foods and more vegetables and fruits and more water, and having physical activity like taking a walk or running, going and playing tennis or hiking, any of those things can make a huge difference just to include some physical activity and more healthy eating in your diet. In conclusion, If individuals are made aware of their family history and have that information to know who in their family has had what sort of diabetes, and they can be aware of that information, as well as knowing risk factors from their doctor, if they may be overweight or if their sugar's high because they're not eating right, knowing this information from your doctor, as well as taking the step yourself to increase your physical activity and change your lifestyle by your eating habits, it can be really possible to decrease your risk. You can't change family history or genetics, but you can, when you're given the knowledge, you can do a lot to decrease your risk, to become more aware of your risk and know what you can do to change. Thank you so much and have a great day.